First Lady, President of the General Conference, the Director General, Ghana's Minister for Foreign Affairs and members of the Ghanaian delegation, Excellencies, the widow and family of Amadou Mahtar, ladies and gentlemen. We gather today to honor the life of Amadou Mahtar and celebrate the extraordinary legacy he has left behind. A legacy of courage, conviction, and a vision that has touched the hearts and minds of people worldwide. As we reflect on his journey, we find inspiration in a man who not only represented the best of Senegal and Africa, but who through his relentless dedication sought to elevate humanity as a whole. For he was more than a civil servant, more than an international leader. He was at his core a humble and towering figure, committed to justice, knowledge, and the power of unity. Amadou Mahtar was born in an era when the African continent was still navigating the chains of colonialism. Yet he grew to embody the ideals of independence and self-reliance that defined a new Africa. His story is one that reminds us of the possibilities that emerge when one dares to dream. He dared to believe that education could change lives, that culture could bridge divides, and that communication could foster understanding among diverse peoples. And it was with this belief that he ascended to become the first African Director General of UNESCO, setting the course for a more inclusive and just world order. Amadou Mahtar's legacy is intertwined with that of Senegal's first president, the great Leopold Senghor, whose friendship and shared vision inspired both men to champion Africa's place in the world. Senghor's concept of negritude, celebrating African heritage and values, resonated deeply with Mbo, who carried this vision to UNESCO, advocating for a new world information and communication order that would amplify Africa's voice on the global stage. In a world dominated by Western narratives, they stood for an Africa that defined her own identity and told her own story. Their mutual respect and ideals showed how intellectual and cultural exchange could illuminate the path to unity, understanding, and pride in one's heritage. In honoring Mbo, we also celebrate this friendship that inspired a vision for empowered, self-determined Africa, reminding us to value every culture and voice in the ongoing pursuit of a just world. As Director General, Amadou Mahtar brought not only a wealth of experience, but also deeply held conviction that UNESCO should be a force for good in the world. He was a leader who recognized that true progress could only be achieved when all voices, particularly those from the global south, were given a platform. This was a profound challenge to a world where many voices went unheard, where narratives about Africa and the developing world were often filtered through foreign perspectives. I believe that each country, each culture, and each community deserve the opportunity to share their story, to shape their own reality. In fighting for this, he took on powerful vested interests, and he did so with immense bravery. This was not an easy path. He was a man of principle who believed that justice should never be compromised, even when it came at great personal cost. His tenacity showed us that leadership is about standing firm in one's beliefs, even in the face of adversity. Beyond policy and advocacy, what truly set Amadou Mahtar apart was his heart for people. He once said, and I quote, "Education is the best legacy we can leave our children," unquote. His work was a reflection of this belief as he championed initiatives that expanded access to education for the marginalized, the underserved, and the forgotten. He understood that education was not simply about literacy or numeracy. It was about dignity, opportunity, and empowerment. Through his efforts, children in remote villages gained access to books, and adults who had never set foot in a classroom were given the chance to learn. To him, every person deserved the right to knowledge because he saw knowledge as the ultimate liberator. For us in Ghana, and indeed for all of us in Africa, Amadou Mahtar's life is an excellent example. He taught us that we too can assert our place in the global community with pride and purpose. He encouraged us to tell our own stories, to share our rich cultural heritage, and to hold firm to our values. Through his example, we have learned that Africa has a voice, and that this voice deserves to be heard on its own terms. His commitment to Pan-Africanism resonates deeply within me. As President of the Republic of Ghana, I'm humbled by the legacy of this great African who reminded us all of our shared heritage and our shared future. Amadou Mahtar did not seek glory or accolades. He sought progress, equity, and unity. He believed in an Africa that stands as an equal partner on the world stage, and he devoted his life to making that vision a reality. Today, as we remember him, I urge each of us to carry forward his vision. Let us not simply admire his achievements. Let us live by the ideals he championed. Let us push for a world where every voice is valued, where every child has access to learning, where culture is celebrated, and where knowledge flows freely across all borders. We thank the Director General, Audrey Azoulay, for organizing this solemn ceremony of paying homage to a most worthy predecessor. It is a fitting commentary on her own work for UNESCO. Amadou Mahtar has left us, but his spirit endures in all who believe in a brighter future. He reminds us that the work of justice and equality is never finished, that it is a mission passed from one generation to the next. As we celebrate it, let us also make a promise to ourselves and to future generations that we will honor him by continuing his work. May we all strive to be as courageous, as principled, and as compassionate as he was. Thank you, Amadou Mahtar, for a life well lived, for sacrifices made, and for the many lives uplifted by your vision. Your legacy is not one that fades, but one that will shine and inspire forever. Rest in peace, knowing that you have set a path for us all, and that we, in your honor, will walk it with pride. I thank you for your attention.